Jim Crow laws were laws or rules that started after the Civil War back in 1865 and were on the books through the mid 1960s in many parts of the country, including Greensboro, North Carolina, which is where I was born in 1950 and where I grew up. Now, these were laws that said that blacks and whites, back in those days, I remember being called Negroes. So the Negroes and the white people were to be separate. Everything was to be separate. For instance, there were separate schools, there were separate restaurants, separate bathrooms, and even separate water fountains. It wasn't until a lot of really dedicated, brave, both some black, some white, fought to get these laws reversed. And they were not reversed officially until the mid 1960s. And even then, there was spillover where it took some years after that for people to understand, okay, we're doing a new thing here now. So I remember being about 8, maybe 9, but I'm thinking I was like somewhere around 8 years old and being downtown with my mother in Greensboro one day. So it would have been about 1958 if I was 8 years old. And so we were downtown and my mother was in a store, and we understood that there were certain stores that we were not even welcome in, but then certain stores would let you in, but we were like walking on eggshells whenever we were in these stores because we just didn't feel comfortable in there. And so on this particular day, my mother's in a store and she's taking care of some business there, and I see water fountains. And I see 2 of them. And one of them is kind of a tall, cooler type water fountain, and one looks like a white, sink. And so I drink from the taller, prettier looking water fountain. And all of a sudden, there are people walking toward me. I noticed that white people are walking toward me. Some white people just stop. And my mother gets a wind of what's going on. And so my mother goes ballistic. And my mother, I've never seen my mother like that before, and I've never seen her like that since. I mean, even when we broke her favorite lamp because we were playing around in the living room, I thought that was the worst I would ever see of my mother. But I saw a side of my mother on this day that I just could never have imagined. And she was yelling and she was screaming at me. And she was saying, "Can't you read? You can read. Can't you read those words? That water fountain's not for you. Why did you drink from that water fountain? Oh, wait till I get you home. Oh my God, I can't believe you did this." And she went on, and she grabbed me and was dragging me out of the store saying, "Wait till I get you home. I thought you could read. I thought you were better than that. And she just took me out the store. And then she went around the corner. When she got around the corner, my mother said, "You want to get some donuts?" And so donuts is what we did when we were feeling sad or something. That was my mother's way of cheering us up. She would buy us a donut. So we got some donuts. And my mother was very happy, cheerful, never mentioned that incident again. And we went on about our day. And what I realized was that my mother had to put on this show. She needed for the white people to understand she had it. Because it was her way of protecting me from them. She wanted to say, "You know what? Y'all don't even have to say nothing. I know this was wrong. I'm going to take care of this Negro child. Y'all don't even have to say nothing." That was her message to the people who were in the store is, "I got this. Oh yeah, I got this." And so that was her way of saying, y'all don't have to say nothing. Don't step to my child. Don't step to me. We got this. I know what to do. And so she dragged me out of that store. And what I realize now is that my mother could have cared less about that water fountain. And in my head, when I think back over those days and times, I'm pretty sure that my mother was not the only mother who at times had to do a performance that should receive an award beyond any acting award that ever existed. And so that was her way, and I'm sure many other parents' way of protecting their children is they had to go into this show to let you know, oh, you know what, we got you don't have to say nothing. I got this. And so I love my mother for that.